everyone, it's my pleasure to read for you. How exciting! We have arrived at the month of April, April 2022. You know these readings are timeless, you know they're signless, they're collective. So if it falls in your lap or it comes across your path in the physical, then there could be something in here for you. Either way, go ahead and grab some popcorn, get a nice hot beverage, and let's kind of settle in and feel what's coming for us in the month of April. Oh wow, look at this random card. Nothing's ever random, right? It says healing. Lots of secretive energy there. You might be feeling a lot more private in this month of April. Interestingly, I mean, it feels like an overall energy of Four of Swords, a little bit like a rest period, but that doesn't mean that there won't be tumult and that there won't be experiences, you know, especially right now that we're in Aries season and we're dealing with impulsive energy, or rather we're dealing with dynamic energy that can manifest as an impulsive desire. So a lot of the messages that Spirit has been coming through with recently has been about reminding you to be mindful, to be mindful of your reactions and what you're doing in relation to these impulses. All right, so if you'd like to have a personal reading with me or have an energy healing session with me, go ahead and check my Etsy page link. And also, thank you so much for donations that have been sent, all that good stuff. And one more, what was it? Oh, and if you enjoy these videos, please go ahead and press the like button. Let's jump right in. Oh, here we go. King of Cups. I love this. It's giving me a softer energy than I've been getting. I keep getting a lot of King of Wands. It doesn't mean the King of Wands. I was just gonna say, it doesn't mean the King of Wands isn't around here somewhere. Like, there he is. But it's kind of like fading into the background. I'm seeing a lot more contemplation coming in, and that's a beautiful thing. I feel like that's what Spirit, at least through my channel, the stream that I've been tapping into, has been singing about. Hey, stop, look, listen, feel, ask questions from Spirit, ask for support, but do not get into knee-jerk reactions, okay? I'm seeing a lot of that, but I'm seeing here in this card a softening of the energy, a pulling inward. I'm not gonna lie, I do feel that there's a lot of shame, a lot of guilt, a lot of remorse, a lot of regret, and a lot of grief energy here. And so really this energy that I'm feeling overlying this April 2022 reading so far, whenever you're watching it, is a Four of Swords temporary timeout. To be at rest time, to be exact, it's a licking my wounds time. So some of you will be licking your wounds, and maybe from something you did that was impulsive, right? Or also because you've been doing your work, you've been hitting the shadow work, you've been going inward. It almost feels a little bit like a quote-unquote second winter. I've never heard of that, but energetically it feels like, to me, like there's a second winter that's coming here. All right, excuse me, the guides are telling me to go get this deck of cards that they had told me to get, and I was like, no guys, I don't feel like the energy. And they're like, okay, do you? And now they're like, go get it. Oh, okay. So excuse me, because now I guess they wanted me to see why. I'm just gonna turn this there. I guess they wanted me to see why, because we almost need a shot of fire here, a shot of adrenaline. Wow, guys. Hold on, excuse me. Let me get out of this creaky chair. One sec. All right. Thank you, guys. Yeah. So the lesson here is listen to your guides. So you don't... A stitch in time saves 9. Could have just saved myself 9 steps. Okay. There's always a little lesson in there, though. Yeah. The lesson is, I don't know. But I'm glad I went with my gut. See, that's what's called pivoting, you know? Thinking for yourself. And then if you end up needing to still act upon something, being flexible enough to do just that. So we have this beautiful fire-filled water and fire deck, and it's nice because here we have this page of wands is trying to introduce some energy, is what they're saying, some energy into this watery place. You know, interesting. Here the next card is the Queen of Cups. Yeah, see, I want to talk about this a little bit here. It feels a little bit like some of you guys are getting a little bit of a dampened spirit here during April. And I don't know how long it's going to last. I hope it doesn't last more than half the month, to be honest. I feel like some of you may feel a little creatively uninspired. This is purely emotional. It's, you know, yeah, those same energies I told you, the grief, the shame, remorse, regret, guilt, you know, those energies, they're going to, and you know, when we feel those energies sometimes, that comes because sometimes there's an awareness of something. So you don't want to sit in those energies. You want to say, thank you, I'm feeling these feelings because I'm human and I'm getting in touch with my emotions, but you don't want to sit in them. You want to find a way to transmute those energies, and sometimes licking your wounds, taking time out, really surrounding yourselves in watery pursuits is what I'm getting. Yeah, creative pursuits, a lot of hermit like Four of Swords, in energy, retreat kind of energy stuff, journaling, writing, not writing necessarily to publish or to put out there, but just writing, getting your thoughts on paper, doing very solitary, the solitary energy, doing very solitary things like, you know, cooking, but in the sense of like cooking and not necessarily feel, no, even new meals with YouTube and stuff like that, for example, but not necessarily feeling the need to share it with other people. Some of you, I know a lot of you are light workers who watch my videos, so you have some type of spiritual service in your soul contract, and you are, you know, a lot of you do your own readings and all that good stuff. You may actually find that in your professional life, you may, yeah, you may just find that you're just doing what you have to do, but it's almost like the bottom has dropped out somewhere. So I want you guys to know, don't worry. I see the sun rising again in May. I do have to be honest, the way the energies are looking from right now in this current timeline, time and space and whatnot, it does look like the month of May will still kind of start off in a, it'll start off in air energy. It feels like, it feels a little bit air. Oh, wait, April, May. That's interesting. Yeah. Right? It's interesting, right? Yeah. Because it turns into air later in the month. But anyway, I'm feeling air energy, but more inspiration kind of coming out. You just been through something, you're kind of coming out. You're still a little silent, but you're walking every day under the sky, and you know, it's kind of that energy. And a little bit of guilt still there. So you guys are gonna be, you know, when we have these heavy energies, I wouldn't be surprised if everybody kind of comes out of it at some point with having made an apology to somebody, having forgiven somebody, having cleared something up with themselves even, because how could you go atoning? Thank you, Spirit. They're like, atone. Yeah, so there may be some type of action that you take or occurs that involves you, that results in, has to do with and results in atoning. You know what I'm feeling in my belly? A sweet feeling of being able to sleep at night now. That's the energy. So they're saying that in the month of April and May in particular, because May is when really will start to come out of these energies. And if, I gotta be honest, if you're watching this video and it's resonating with you, if you're in April at any point and you're like, I'm feeling a lot better, ooh, 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 yeah, things are great, I don't have anything to worry about, you need to go back and look, because there's some denial, actually a lot. So they're saying May is a time when these energies will start to lift. And that's because, I guess, whatever this process is that you will be inducted into, they're saying, that you'll be inducted into going through, it's going to need to take a little bit of time, all right? Owning up to things, yeah. But it's a really nice, fresh feeling that comes afterward, and I'm here for it, okay? And so are you, because you're on this call. So hang in there. It's worth it. It's worth it, is what I'm getting. It just feels so solitary in a sense. Look at, yeah. Let me look at some of these cards. Let's look at they're bringing some details here. So a little bit more detail about this stuff. I'm seeing that for some of you there may be a little bit of a trouble in paradise. What is paradise to you? Is it your financial situation? Is it a love relationship? Is it your work? I'm hearing companionship. So there may be some blows, they're saying, that are being dealt, some dealings that are going to happen to some of our interrelationships here, right? But I have some good news for you. You see how the sword is like here ready to cut. This is the Ace of Swords, by the way, big time. It's getting ready to cut this this rope. But look at this. It's almost like showing that action happening to this Four of Wands. Four of Wands is like paradise. But here we have the Five of Swords. It's looking like a little nick. So I want you to know that you may perceive of some huge assault of some sort on an institution that you hold dear. It could be work, it could be your finances, it could be your security at home. If you're dealing with some home stuff, maybe there's a break-in or burglary, or you feel just unsafe in the home. For some of you, obviously it's relationships, but I'm seeing here that it's actually going to be magnified in your mind because of the projections that you have. Now let's give a quick example. This may or may not be an example from one of you. Oh, it is. Thank you. God bless. Someone's guides like this one. So somebody here may find out that their spouse, for example, is squirreling away money for themselves. Some families, some couples, so every couple deals with money separately and decides differently how they're going to share the finances, or if they're going to have their own accounts and share, or just how that works. But it's almost like maybe you guys, for whatever reason, are really focusing on doing a joint account, and that's what you've been doing for like 7 years, or just whatever. I'm feeling 7 here for some odd reason. And then all of a sudden, and it's not like nobody can put money in their own account and whatever, but it's kind of weird that you just find out that your husband or your wife, your spouse, is or live in, like, feels like a marriage situation, that they've been putting money away for themselves. And it's like, hey, I know it seems like a big deal, right? But this is one of those things where you just like, hey, honey, I noticed that, and you can talk about it. You can talk about what's going on, give them a chance to really discuss. But I'm see, that's the nick. It's a little bit of a nick, like by a sword or a knife. But the way you perceive of it is like, oh my God, this person is about to leave me. This person is abandoning me. They're planning their escape. And I see very clearly some medical issues will be compounding your perception of that. Now, these medical issues may come from this lifetime, so they might actually have actualized in your physical, or it's relating to a past lifetime, because I'm feeling past lifetime over this completely. The past lifetime over this completely, the blood of the past lifetime, right? It's over this whole thing. It's totally distorting your view. You may have had, health issues there, and now it's coming up, and whatever the lens is that you had in another lifetime, if it hasn't been cleared in this lifetime, you're going to see stuff through that lens. That's why a lot of people who were in military in the past lifetime, in this lifetime now they're a mom and they're running their place like a damn barracks, right? And they're too heavy-handed, they're too whatever. That's a lens. Once you heal the lens, you remove it, you integrate, and you bring that person current to here and now, things shift, right? So the point I'm trying to make here is you may have a little bit of something happen that seems to threaten your paradise, but I really don't feel that it's really that big of a deal. I have to say that, and I have to write that down so later I can. And they're actually saying that this situation will actually lead to something better. It's like a little bit of a wake-up call, like, hey, we can do things differently, or hey, this person really wants to do something, or this person has something to say, or you have to do this, and then once you're aware of it, just head up the stairs. Like here, it's like you're walking on the ship, and all of a sudden you come across this massive sword that is like poised to cut this rope that's going to bring down the whole mast and everything. And then it's like, oh, I'm aware of it now. Let me just go ahead, pick up the sword, thanks for the message, and go up this flight of stairs and deal with it and take action. But if you're not careful, you're going to blow it out of proportion. So this is a little bit of a heads up. You do not have to blow this out of proportion, but you might do it anyway because of what you're carrying inside. And if you do end up blowing whatever this is out of proportion, maybe this is the babysitter thing. I keep saying a babysitter. I don't know if somebody's hiring a babysitter and they start to see the babysitter getting close to one of the spouses, and it may not even be a thing. It may be, but in this case, I don't really feel like it could be. But I'll tell you what, boom, it's going to be in your mind, because this is hitting a very tender distortion in your field. And then when someone looks into the field, you know, like a healer, they're like, oh, actually your husband and this person, they were mother and daughter. And that's so funny they said mother and daughter. Your husband and this babysitter were mother and daughter in a past lifetime, and that's what you're seeing. You're seeing this dynamic. There's no sexual intercourse, there's no sexual union, there's no sexual interest at all. They're just like, there's a little bit of camaraderie there because whatever. So it's a little bit of a family feeling, a familial feeling to them. But you are seeing, understandably, by the way, you're seeing something differently. But a little bit of getting a hold of what's going on will help you to see differently, okay? Here's this King of Pentacles. So Spirit is seeing you slip on this pentacle ring because he's wearing it. Yeah, I love this. It looks like it's a ring here. So Spirit is saying, hey, we've come all the way down to this physical vibration here, you know, because they're from a higher, you know, that's why we have channels, because we're just trying to bridge the gap here. They're like, we came all the way down here to talk to you about this physical disturbance, this disturbance that's going to occur in your physical reality. Wear this ring so that you can remember what we're telling you here, so that you can remember when it comes around that you are going to keep your head. You're gonna keep your head about this. Oh yeah, well, I want to sing the song, but my voice is a little dry today. But anyway, but basically it's saying keep your head. They're highlighting the ring as well. So for somebody here, this may actually be a disturbance in your field when it comes to the marriage. So they're saying, hey, going into this, remember that this marriage is actually built upon love, okay? Just as I said that, here we go, Six of Cups, that's soulmate energy, okay? So the Six of Cups also carries the energy of nostalgia. It can carry memories, but you know, nostalgia, and memories, you know, memory is often it is very, very subjective, and it's often very biased because we cut out the parts we don't want to see or just whatever. So just be mindful that by the same token, if you're just a pessimistic person, you know, for a reason, there are those reasons, right? You may see these memories and these things in a negative light. And so it's kind of like you can't really trust what it is that you're seeing. Sometimes, look at this person. This is an example. See, look at the two of them. They're sleeping in bed, and she gets up in the middle of the night. She's in her feelings. She's in this Eight of Cups energy. I'm leaving. I'm walking away. And look at him, totally fast asleep, not even knowing it. Like, he finally got to rest. He finally got to sleep. I'm feeling an IT energy, so maybe this is somebody's connection, and this guy works in IT or something, or is connected to IT. But he finally got to lay down, and this man's sleeping like a log. And she's in her feelings, and she's putting 10 and 10 together and coming up with 4, and it's like, wait, what? But no one's there to kind of show her way out. She's moving to the beat of the moon. The moon is bright. It's not clear. It's illusory. It's bringing up stuff. You know, it's doing too much. Look at how it's got this pull on these ocean waves. It's got its pull on her, and look at her. She's leaving. She's walking away from this marriage. You can't really see because of the focus, but see one of her legs is a monster leg. Well, actually in this deck she's a mermaid, she's returning to water, but the point is it's a monster leg. She's in devil energy. Now, this is coinciding with the message that's being, you know, preached a lot. Be mindful. That means be mindful of your thoughts. So stop, look, listen, stop whatever you're doing. Look at what's before you. Listen to what you're thinking. Listen to what's being said. You know, listen to the thoughts that come up. Feel the emotions, and then ask Spirit to help you. They're saying first thing you would ask is ask Spirit to help ground you, because now you're in panic mode, and you're just not seeing right. Somebody here sweats a lot. I know it could be a lot of you, but they're saying profusely. There is a profuse sweating here for somebody. And it's almost like they want you to know that you sweat so much, and it coincides with anxiety. That's a it's I'm trying to see if it's past lifetime, or they're saying it's almost like it's like if somebody, let's say somebody committed a crime, like they're actually a criminal, they committed a crime, theft. I'm feeling theft. No murder, no nothing like that, but theft. No violence, theft, right? And and the cops may be they're so nervous that the cops may assume it's them, that they may so they're like sweating profusely when a cop walks by. It's like this feeling of guilt already. So they're saying that whether or not that comes from a past lifetime where you actually were a criminal and you were a thief, and you didn't clear that, and in this lifetime you're still carrying that, like, ugh, I did something wrong, I'm putting this back on the shelf. Everybody's seeing me put this back on the shelf, and I'm leaving. My hands are up, right? Because you kind of have this, you're waiting for this other shoe to drop, right? So either way, the point is, somebody here, this message is definitely for you. Spirit is saying, you'll kind of know yourself because you may sweat a lot. So, yeah, it's like they're so funny. They're playing the song Bad Boys. What you want to do. And then they're showing justice. Justice is coming for you. But they're just messing with you. They're just trying to get you to lighten up, relax, lighten up, relax, lighten up. They're saying, relax, lighten up. Okay? That's an example of the lens is distorted. An aspect that you're carrying, not the conscious mind you that, is living this lifetime and it's your show, this aspect of you from another lifetime that's carrying this guilt because they did something in the past and maybe they got away with it and they've been feeling guilty ever since, right? They're looking over their shoulder ever since, right? They're saying relax, come to terms with that. Ask Spirit to help you. I'm seeing confession. Some of you could really use some confession. Even if you don't do it in a church or religious institution, you can do it with Spirit. You can call upon your angels to really work with you on that. Sometimes they'll do it with you in your sleep. You might wake up in the middle of the night and be like, oh my God, I was just meeting with a counselor on the other side. Or they'll bring someone into your life to help you to unload, right? But you have to unload this confess. Didn't I say this is a time of atonement? Yeah, atonement, April, right? Showing how this is an example for somebody here, but they're using examples from you guys to show you how a past unresolved schematic, curriculum or just whatever happened is not healed. So you're seeing the world through here, and that informs even the cells in your body and everything. And now in this lifetime, now you sweat a lot, and just you gotta. So anyway. They're like, relax. No one's coming to get you this lifetime. You gotta let that go. Once you heal that, you're going to realize that you are innocent. You're okay. You don't owe anybody anything. And even if you do, Spirit will take care of it. Don't worry about it. Okay? That's a war within you. That's why I was like, I just showed them a card and didn't explain it. Oops, okay. I see you card. That's the internal conflict. Everything is always an internal conflict. Sometimes that internal conflict is just projected onto somebody else, and now you're having an external conflict. But that person who comes hard at you is really yourself. So you release that person, you go inward, stop, look, listen, feel, ask, and you really try to pinpoint where in my field, obviously at an unconscious level, if you're not seeing how that person is reflecting you, and where in my field am I that person? Okay, and if sometimes you need to ask friends, like, hey, does this sound like me? Or they'll be like, yeah. You're like, what? Or family. Or sometimes you may need a healer or an energy reader like me. Hi, I can help you, to kind of look in and help you pinpoint those things. But or some focused action with they're saying with dreaming. Yes, dreaming, daydreaming, also in your dreams. They're saying that in your dreams, it's always easy to schedule a visit to the Akash, the Akashic records, things like that. So you may be able to ask for Spirit to really help you. And it's funny because we have the High Priestess here. Look at her with her occult abilities, these hidden permissions that you're not allowed to see and stuff. But you come and ask her, like, hey, I'd like to get access to this part of myself, and can I visit the Akashic records? Can I, and they'll be like, yeah, we'll bring somebody to escort you. And then that may happen in your dreams, you know, unless you have gotten to a place, some of you have, where you can access the Akashic records in your daily life. Like you can, you know, get to that level of consciousness. But either way, it's going to manifest into awareness in this lifetime, and you'll have epiphanies. And anyway, so the Star card is here. It's like, woo. This is yes, that's what that sounds like, right? So this is showing a little bit of like, it almost feels like an otherworldly atonement process. So you go, you're hanging out, and I'm seeing this vision. You're hanging out with all these amazing beings that are helping you. You can sit here. It's free seating. Anybody can sit anywhere. We're all together. Everyone's together, but you know, also in their own little world, thinking, and they could reach out to any of the counselors who are, or the advanced beings who are hanging around to help. And when they're ready, they can go, like when they're ready, you, the person, you there, you know, once you're ready, that meaning that you've sat, you've reflected, you've done your thing, you think you've come to an awareness, you'll step up here and then you just blow boom, and then, oh, I see, and then it's almost like that awareness will ripple through the other dimensions below. And so this is kind of like showing your higher self, your intimate interdimensional self somewhere else, kind of doing this work for you. So when you get into dream time, you can go and do this stuff. It ripples down into this reality in the physical. And I'm seeing this beautiful Six of Cups, like all of these aspects of you in the conscious, you know, because it's, here's your body. Hey guys, hey, what's going on? You think you're one person, but you're not. You're multiple aspects of you. And then from a higher level, it's like, I've learned something. It ripples down, trickles down into, it resonates, it's the best word, into the other levels of the field. And then here, all of the little aspects inside of you hear it, and they start reacting to that energy coming in. And some will fall in line, some will be ready to align with it, others will push against it, and that pushing against, because it'll be too uncomfortable with this new awareness, it's too uncomfortable for them, so then they'll start to act out. And that's when you start getting these impulses, you start getting angry, you start getting frustrated, you start getting scared, you start getting whatever, you start projecting, and you start, right? That's because you're reacting to a change of state in your being, in your field. And so this is always a beautiful thing. It can be very trippy, they're saying. For some of you, yeah, for some of you it can be very trippy. I also feel that some of you may use some type of psychedelics or some type of, it's so funny because I want to, the word, literally, I kid you not, and this is not a judgment statement, because I know some of you are like, shut up, Janelle, but they're saying lunacy to represent hallucinogenics and the, what was the one I just called? Psychedelics and all that stuff. They're saying lunacy. They're saying, and I don't know too much about it to comment or whatever, but I know when we're working with the energy field, you know, a lot of these things they have repercussions in the different layers of the field. They might, you know, create tears, they might create, you know, anyway, whatever, that's another thing altogether. But they're saying, yeah, lunacy about allowing, it's like an allowing for a scattering of the self, like, how can I say it? Let's look at this. It's almost like her head's like blowing. And they're saying it's interesting because it's an interesting approach, because it kind of doesn't make sense, because the whole point is to unify and integrate, but yet there's this fragmenting of self, this further dissociation of self through the use of, you know, certain things. And I know some of you are like, shut up, Janelle, but look, I'm just channeling. So if you disagree, you need to write a letter to God Inc. or whoever is channeling, and I'll let you see the number flashing below here, the phone number. But they're saying you're using that approach, a scattered, fragmented approach, to integrate. And it's kind of like, they're like, all right. So anyway, to each his own, everybody do your own thing, but I'm just being true to the message coming through. Look, they're showing me, they're like, here you are beating that drum and you're on fire. Yeah, they're about to burn me. Like, don't burn me. Like, don't at me, okay? Trying to do my job here. But I know a lot of people really cling. They really cling to some of those, some of the, you know. And I'm just going to say, not everybody should be doing that, okay? Not without, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna move on. Yeah. Yeah, okay, maybe they don't want me to move on, okay, because here we are, we're continuing. All right, so see this King of Cups they're showing, the second time the King of Cups has come, they're showing, look at this person, they're drinking of this cup, they're drinking of these substances, they're drinking of this whatever, and they're saying people get quote unquote high or diffuse. That's the word they're using because it's a scattering of your energy in a sense. They get diffuse in many different ways. It doesn't just have to be psychedelics, hallucinogenics, whatever, mushrooms, blah, 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 marijuana, whatever. It doesn't have to be all that. It could simply be a practice that you're doing, you know, a show that you're watching, or just whatever. It's the desire to check out. And then it's kind of like, look at, they're showing it doesn't help in many ways. It's like you have this experience. They keep saying trippy. So somebody, they're really talking to somebody here. You know, you have this trippy experience and you hold on to it like this is it. But you have to, see, this is it. You have to let it go. Something needs to be let go of. You need to transform. Now let's say that along your journey at whatever point that was okay, it was for you, or you felt that it was needed or whatever, but if this is you, Spirit is saying this is not the time. Could be even alcohol, but it really feels like, yeah, drugs, substances. They're like, this is not the time. And you know why? Because they're showing here, look at this person. It's almost like going from here with this sacred crown, almost like they're showing, to here. It diffuses your energy. It splits your consciousness. It creates disturbances, tears, rips, distortions of your chakras. You know, if you are an energy healer and you even look in the field, you could see something like a life-saving medication or something that was given to you, or the iodine and all that stuff that is 10 years ago is still in your energetic field, creating they're saying destruction. I was going to say distortions, but they're destructions. Remember, the energy has to flow, and when we put these things in, and we all understand, this is not saying don't get these life-saving things, don't get whatever. I'm not a doctor, I'm channeling, blah blah blah, do your thing. But they're definitely talking to somebody here, at least one of you. They're saying be mindful though, when you make these choices, you have to know what it's doing. You may choose to only see that, oh, I'm having this international, some of you may be leaving the country to have these experiences. You may choose to have these international, eye-opening, wanderlust, wandering, trippy experiences, and this is verbatim the way they're saying it. But if you don't understand the energy field, if you don't understand the physical body, the etheric body, the emotional, the mental, right? The templates, the astral, the template, the etheric, and if you don't understand a lot of that, you're just like dumping these things into your field, and from your level of consciousness, having this experience, and you know, meaning the conscious mind, having this experience and then making it mean something, but you may not have the wherewithal to notice how it's actually dragging you down. So they're drawing a juxtaposition. Get out of the water. It's what they're saying. Look, this King of Cups is immersed. It's like he was here on land, King of Pentacles, and then boom, shadow of himself. Imbibing and doing all sorts of stuff, but not really, not getting any clearer, not getting any whatever, just having stories to tell. Instead, they're like, get out, have the new beginning. June, if that's you, feeling that if you put some effort into this and really stay the course, you will be more out of this than not in the month of June. Okay, I'm getting June 14th. I don't know who you are. Anyway, but it holds a lesson for all of us. Being mindful. Mindfulness is not only about looking at the energy, like what's coming up for me, but looking at what we're putting into our bodies. Okay, look at this. Didn't we say this is the card that fell, by the way? It just fell. You didn't see. I went off camera, but anyway, Four of Swords. Didn't I tell you this is the Four of Swords time? Emperor. Aries. But also getting very April-y energy. So this is you. The whole point is you're in this month, in the month of April, you're going to be really reflecting, and you're gonna have to really hear some stuff. I'm seeing somebody here, no names. I'm seeing somebody here. All of you are like, does that look like me? I'm using my spirit eyes, yay. But if you see yourself there too, then it could be you. Well, you're on the call, but I'm seeing someone here. Wake up call. Time to wake up. Right? Lots of you are going to be getting information about yourself in this month that may make you go, okay? And how you answer that call, they're saying, is all up to you, but it could make a big difference. For somebody here, it's going to make a difference for you in 7 months. It's interesting. Look at the Wheel of Fortune, Two of Wands. Here it is, yeah, look at you. You're seeing the smoke, you know? And the smoke meaning this is the message. Hey everybody, the guides are saying this. The wheel is going to turn, and in 7 months, it's kind of going to be like, well, let's see where you are. You're going to know if that's you, by the way. Temperance card. April is going to be a month of atonement for a lot of us. It's a month of rest. Let's reverse that. April is going to be a month of rest, time out for a lot of us, so that we can stop, look, listen, feel, ask, so that we can manage the energies, the emotions that are coming up, the grief. Loathsomeness is what I'm getting. It's self-loathing, by the way, which everybody's carrying, okay? I don't care what you say. You're carrying it to some degree. Grief, guilt, shame, these energies. Someone was like, can we slip in codependency? Sure. But codependency, yeah, well, let's slip it in. But, you know, it's like the little cousin of all these other, and we already know that codependency is a huge deal already. So, those energies will be looked at. So this is the time, this is the month to really be releasing, you know, talking with God and making those confessions and, you know, doing your thing. It's also going to be a month of atonement, because you have to understand, after you're looking at these things, you're gonna naturally want to atone in some way. It's going to be one, I'm hearing the words wildfires. Yeah, sure, wildfires. But remember, that's anytime these impulses come, you stop, take a look at what's happening. What did they say? Listen to what's actually said. Look at what you're feeling and what you're thinking about it, and ask Spirit to help you. Do not just kill the messenger. This is not the month for reaction. This is the month for reflection, then responding, if even responding. You might find that the response need not even involve anybody else. It's an internal thing. And it's going to be a month of temperance, as we were just going through. They're saying volatility is not going to be the answer this month. You may find that many of you will not be in that volatile of a mood, because I'm feeling some really low energies here in this. It's contemplative, right? And when we contemplate, you know, things come up, we feel a certain type of way, we're in our feelings. And Spirit, it has been really working with us for the past 2 months on our perception. So now's the time to really hone those perception skills, pausing, taking a look at things and taking a higher approach to it. But again, going back to the temperance, you're also going to be asked, a lot of you, to refrain from some behaviors that are not helping you. And it's important, they say, for you to do your due diligence. Just because something is socially accepted, socially lauded and considered cool, and, you know, it's just, yeah, they're like, no. It's just, no. It's like milk. You know, my guides last year, they were like, stop drinking so much milk. I was like, okay, whatever. No, I didn't say whatever, but I pretty much did. And, you know, cheese, I mean, I was like, okay, well, let me just cut down on some cheese. Okay, I'm going to start getting less, half and half, or just whatever I was doing. And I stopped buying milk. And then one day they got so fed up, they were like, listen, I mean, I'm putting a little spin on it, but they definitely were trying to let me know. And they had me pull out every dairy product that was in my fridge, and I actually sent a picture of it. I shared it with Moon Mama Musings to show her how I was receiving a very sobering discussion situation with my guides. And I kid you not, I had like 8 to 10 products sitting before me. I was like, oh, there was like sour cream, lots of cheese, half and half. I think I even had some milk. I had some heavy cream because I was probably doing some, some rich food cooking and stuff. I can't even remember all the stuff I had, and I was like, oh, butter. I was like, oh, okay. So sometimes there's a cognitive dissonance that's going on, which is basically looking at the distance between, hypocrisy, looking at the distance between what you believe yourself to be doing and what you're actually doing. Sometimes that distance is so great. Oh yeah, I do yoga now. And then you're like, you see your friend, your angels and your guides, they're like, listen, actually, you did yoga that one time 2 months ago, and since then you actually haven't picked up your mat yet. So you got to stop saying that you're into yoga and you're doing yoga, because that's just a lie. That's cognitive dissonance. That's unawareness. So you're like, oh. And so anyway, going back to this temperance and like dairy, for example, that clogs perception, by the way. It clogs the third eye. So if you eat too much dairy, it's going to cloud your vision. So listen, if you're trying to make decisions and make moves, don't sit down and be having all this pizza and all this and then try to do that. No, you need to get clear for like about at least 2 weeks and clear your energy field, all of that. Drink lots of water and purify in a big way, because it's going to be clogging you and you won't know. As I'm saying that, I'm actually feeling my ear chakras becoming a little clogged, just to show you. My ear chakras, my throat chakra, and all that stuff. So just be mindful. Anyway, so our idea of what a little bit of dairy is, we're like, oh, I just eat a little bit of cheese and my half and half. The guides are probably like, no, we're looking at your body, we're looking at your bioenergetic field, and we're letting you know this is too much dairy para ti, okay? Get it right. And then you have to update yourself. Oh, okay, I thought I wasn't having that much dairy because by social standards, it's not that much. And by social standards, this isn't even offensive. Like, this is okay. Dairy's okay. They're like, we don't care about other people. We don't care about society. We don't care about what your medical people are saying. And today, coffee's really good for you. Tomorrow, coffee's really bad for you. We're telling you that we're looking at your genetic map. We're looking at your epigenetics. We're looking at your DNA. We're looking at your behavior. We're looking at everything. We're looking at your soul chart. We're looking at where you need to be in the next 2 months. We're looking at the decisions you're going to have to do. We're looking at that baby that's coming in the next 3 years that you have no idea about. It's going to be a surprise. God bless you. And we're saying, stop eating the dairy. Of course, I added the word stop. Just kidding. You get my point. And then you're like, oh, okay. So you're going to have to start looking at what you're listening to. And, so the month of April, going on to add to that, is in addition to temperance is going to be about updating and upgrading, again, your perceptions, your hardware, your awareness, your consciousness, your cognitive dissonance, your sense of self, what you're telling yourself, what you see when you look in the mirror. So it's going to be a pretty big month, but it's also going to be a pretty internal month, is exactly what I'm feeling. And I'm not going to lie, I'm scared, but I'm looking forward to this. I'm not scared, I'm only a little bit scared because when they said earlier about the perception that some things are falling apart, but it's actually not going to be. And I don't like perceptions like that because it feels real, but I'll have to come back and watch this video. Because when I'm done channeling, I forget what comes through, so I have to rewatch it myself. But anyway, but I'm really looking forward to this month because it looks like it's going to help us to really do some work, some good stuff. So temperance. Amen. Thank you, God. Amen. Yeah, the Justice card hanging out here. She's not making an appearance at this time, but I see her. Yeah, as I said that, I just saw her transfer her face to here, and she gave a little smirk, like, Oh, yeah. The Justice is always... Oh, what was that? Okay. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. Ooh, you saw what? Oh, my God. How you doing? King of Wands. Didn't I tell you if you watch the moon in Aries reading I just put out, they keep ending a reading on the King of Wands. Here he is again. This is why this was here, because I, just did that reading, and here he is. He's like, I'm here, but I'm going to go, though. Okay, well, do you, but come see me. He's like, no. Here's the Page of Cups. What I'm seeing here, in addition to, watching the energies coming through and feeling this impulsive energy is going to start to ebb out. The volatility is going to start to ebb out. He doesn't look volatile, to be honest. But he's looking at you, and we want that. Just kidding. Sorry. I'm back. But what I'm actually seeing here is some of you may actually have a little bit of a separation in some type of connection. This could be with your real estate agent. It could be with a significant other in your life. It does not have to be romantic. It could be with a teacher that you had for a short while. But whatever this is, I'm seeing that you've got the lesson. And they're not going to leave you until you've learned the lesson. Okay? For some of you, I'm just going to put it out there, the lesson is to walk away. The lesson is this is not for you. This person is not for you. I know that you're feeling the vibes because you've had multiple lifetimes together and you're not realizing that, and it's just a familiarity that you're reacting to. But if you looked at if we pulled those lifetimes off the shelves, you'll realize, oh, like 8 out of 9 of them ended in not good, and I was angry with this person. And that one time, well, we didn't even stay long enough together to reach that point of anger, but so you realize, it's a soulmate in the sense that it's somebody you've been around this block many times before, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's somebody that you should be continuing with for the purpose of your health and well-being. And sometimes, they're bringing this card up. Thank you. They're also saying that for some of you, I was going to say sometimes it's hard because the familiar energy messes with us, and we project onto this person these feelings that we have without looking at who they are. They're also saying that for somebody here, this person is helping them to heal father issues, okay? So and they're not revealing any more than that, by the way, but they're saying to watch for that. If you're getting into a new connection, whether it's romantic or not, please always check. Always check. Is this person, am I attracted to this person because they're feeding into my mommy or daddy issues? Always got to go through that, okay? And we just have to heal those energies. And I know it's like, why is everyone always working on mother-father issues? Well, simply put, even the mother and father templates or archetypes are reflecting the inner feminine and the inner masculine that we carry within ourselves. So if there's a distortion within the inner masculine, guess what? It's going to radiate out. And of course, you're going to see some of it in your father and in your brothers and in the people that you date. And it's just, we're all here to heal whatever is going on inside. 9 of Swords. They're also saying watch during this month. It's going to be a little bit nice because in April you'll get a chance to hunker down, God bless us, and then you can really start to feel like, whoa, I'm starting to feel really at peace. And then once you get to this place of peace, you start looking at the people, places, things, and situations in your life and being honest with yourself. April is going to have to be a month of honesty with self. Be honest with yourself and really look at who or what is actually creating disturbance in your sense of safety, your sense of well-being, your sense of self, right? A lot of times we're dating people, a lot of times we're hanging out with family members, a lot of times we are connecting with acquaintances or working in places or surrounding ourselves with friends or just whatever that actually do not feed our soul. And there are other reasons that we're hanging out with them. Now's the time during this month to really, yes, of course you can. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Sorry. To really assess those things. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just talking to you guys. 1 second. Okay. They're saying, thank you. They're saying to let you guys know that there's a priceless opportunity ahead of you. Okay? They're asking not to go into details about it. And so we're going to respect that. But you know me, I'm like, well, I want details. But stay mindful that there's an opportunity coming up and it's going to be priceless. So how that manifests for you in your life is really going to be different. I just don't feel like I can go into more of that. Hold on. Yeah, look at that. Oopsies. Okay. Wisdom. But they're blocking the details, see? Divine wisdom. Like, hey, by the way, there's something in your potential, doo-doo, that's coming and that's gonna be good. Reverence. You're gonna love it. In time. Okay. So they're exactly what they just said. So there's going to be a priceless opportunity that's coming up for you. And that's it. Thank you, guys. They're like the song and dance. It was alright. Come for the next showing. Anyway. And they're leaving it like that purposefully because they want to see what you do with that. What do you do when somebody tells you something priceless is coming up, an opportunity is coming up? What do you make of that? Okay? This is all your free will, liberation. What are you going to do with that? You're just going to forget it? You're going to accept it? Here's the forgetting. You're going to forget it? You're going to accept it? Are these two cards? No. What are you going to do? Ooh, they just gave a nice answer. Oh, yeah, thank you. They're saying what you know, the best thing that you can do is when you're facing the uncertain, but there's something you would like, you want that new beginning for yourself, you stop and you look up and you say, hello, God, hello, self, hello, trees. I would like to be made ready for this beautiful, amazing, priceless opportunity. God, I don't need to know what it is, because I know that if you were to tell me what it is, I would kill it. Why? Because I would put so many of my expectations on it, God, and I don't want to do that. I just want to be happy. So what I'm going to do is control what I can, and I'm going to ask you to divinely orchestrate everything in my life starting at this very now moment, so that I may be made ready and so that I may ensure the reception of this beautiful, amazing, priceless opportunity that I'm choosing to see in a positive way. And I don't want you to rush, God. I don't want you to rush. When you're ready, you let me know. Done. And that's the approach they want you to have. I love it. Okay? Absolutely love it. Anyways, we're gonna part ways here. I wonder why they said it that way. God bless you guys. Anyway, the month of April is feeling good. It's feeling good. You notice my voice is very hushed. It's feeling good. It's a time for reflection, a time to do all that stuff that they mentioned. And a time, thank you, they're reminding us, a time to say thank you and to have gratitude. And just say, thank you, God, I can take more. Thank you, God, I can take more. Thank you, God, I can take more. I know this is going to be about me getting ready for whatever it is. And now they're saying, as we leave, this is me, I get all nervous about it. Spirit, oh. They're saying, get ready for the shock of a lifetime. Oh, Lord, why? They're like, what good is a tower without a lightning strike? But they're listen, guys, remember, I'm in this collective too, so, when I deliver these messages, I'm shaking a little bit. But they're reminding us that when this shock happens, when this lightning hits, you will perceive of it as being worse than it is. Okay? You can choose to be like, okay, I hear you. Thank you. God, please help me out. Please take me from this now moment to the next. Please lead me up these stairs, because I don't want to stay in this place with the fear. That's not my business, God. My business is to respond to you. And you are giving me the sign. And I'm ready. Oh my God. God's like, what? I swear, guys, you know, I don't play around. I do play around, but not like this. I swear, I literally just felt the shock of a lifetime for at least one person. One person's gotta make it, you guys. Who is it? At least one person is new love. Stop. Cherry, if you're lying to me, I swear. She's like, excuse you? I would never lie to you, Janelle. I swear I felt that. I swear it is right in my heart. And I'm just seeing like a little red ribbon, like, boop. That's a bow. Okay. That would be the shock of a lifetime. Okay? For me, as you know, I'm perpetually single. Perpetually. Okay? Multiple Libran placements. Saturn in Libra. Can't catch a break. And I know that some of you are struggling too. Okay? But God is good. So anyway, going back to what they said. Thank you, God. 4 of Wands. That's not my business, God. My business is to focus on the here and now and to ask you to make me ready for whatever it is. Hey, is this Tower moment something loving and amazing and awesome? Or is it something that's going to hurt? I don't know. I don't care, God, because when it comes in, I know I'm going to, my knee-jerk reaction is going to be to blow it out of perception, out of proportion. But I'm going to bring that back in because I remember what Janelle and Cherry said. To chill out and to look for the stairs upward. Thank you for the message. Let me pick up that sword. Let me head up out of this basement because I don't need to be here stressing out. Let me do me, but God, let it be. All right? Anyway, thank you so much, Spirit. Spirit is so good. All right, so if you would like to have a personal reading with me, or if you would like to have an energy healing session, clearings, activations, whatever, we got it. Past life, we got it. Hit up my Etsy page, and yeah, I also do written readings, God bless, and those are pretty nice and fun, and I think I take way too long on those. I should probably not take as long, but anyway, you guys win. My guides are like, hurry up. Okay. Anyway, let's go into April being very open and receptive to change, transition. And don't have knee-jerk reactions, because what if God is trying to bring in somebody awesome, and here you are like, oh my God, this guy, he's the same as the other guys. Oh, there you go. Just lost it, right? Let it go. Okay? Love you guys. Bye.